Well, mental illness is a real thing, people. You know, it's very real. It's very much everywhere. A lot of people are in denial about it. They refuse to seek help, medical care, and so they believe or they're taught that it's perfectly not right to speak up against it. It's not so much that we are speaking up against something here right now. It's more so of you, every individual, every single one of us, are accountable and responsible to our own mental health and well-being. It's not our responsibility to affect another individual with that situation or issue at hand. Okay? Because we can save ourselves or we could destroy other people with our own situations or issues. Nevertheless, the intention of why I'm making this video today, let me recoup my train of thought. Okay, I'm lying down again, and I work a lot. Okay, I clean the house all the time, so this is when I'm talking to you people, I want to just be in the moment and just feel comfortable. So my hair is wet, came out of the shower. I don't want to be running around or walking around or something. So here's the thing. Based off where the Armenian girl has lived, how her parents perceive her, and how they view women, that is the self-esteem a girl, a female, from youth, adolescent, from childhood to adolescent to teenage to adult life, she's going to see herself, and that's going to create what type of men or circumstances she believes is fit for her and her life. So this topic, the video topic, is going to be the different kinds of Armenian females based off the country or the parents, the family, the parents' countries that they were born and raised in, okay? So let's start off in Armenia, since we're living in Armenia. Okay. The whole perception of a man has the last, okay. Here in Armenia, it's very normal for a man, a son, to be married at a young age and then have 3 or 4 other relationships outside of his marriage. And I'm talking about long-term relationships. And it's not even 4. Some could be 1, some could be 2, some could be, but it's not just like some of them go to prostitutes, but a lot of them actually develop relationships. So in Armenia, there's a lot more females than there are males, okay? So it's also since the Soviet times. By the way, this mentality is not an Armenian mentality. It's never been an Armenian mentality. It's not even a Christian mentality. It's adapted from the Soviet mentality, okay? And we're landlocked, sandwiched between a lot of Islamic, and I'm not going to say all Islamic people are into 3 side chicks or whatever, but these guys are building relationships with them, okay? And these women find it perfectly fine to get nose jobs, okay, plastic surgery, wear all this makeup, and be submissive and not strong for this man who's married. And it's not, I'm going to clarify, it's not an Armenian mentality, it's very Soviet. So here in Armenia, there's a lot of prostitutes. A lot of them come from the villages. They want their own freedom, or they don't like how their family or husband or ex, whatever, brothers treating them. So they're told the only way to liberation and getting independence or working is, their worth is basically to be a prostitute. Now, in the Soviet times, there was Yerortmas, which was like buildings specifically where these prostitutes lived. That's not there anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong, if it's still there, in Yerevan. But now there's massage parlors in every freaking corner in Yerevan, okay? So a lot of these girls, they go there to work. Now, in Canada, the massage parlors are only for like Chinese people. Only Asian girls work there. But in Armenia, they're all Armenian. And so these girls are literally sold to give these non-experienced massages that don't do anything except stimulate a guy's erotic zones, right? So any nasty of a nasty goes in there, okay? So for about 20,000 dirham, which is equivalent to, I don't know, $50. He gets a little body massage, topless. She comes in and she gives him a hand job. Okay? All day, every day, this is how she operates. Whatever guy comes in, this is how she has. This is a little open talk conversation. So if this upsets you, don't watch this video. So this is how they're living. If he wants to see her fully naked, he spends 30,000 dirham. She gives him this massage naked. So whoever comes in, basically, they choose the guy. He could be any age, could even be her father for all I know, maybe even her uncle who sees her. He chooses whatever female he wants. So all day, every day, this is what she does for a living. Mind you, they take 50% cut. Whoever the pimp is, whoever the owner of the massage parlor is, and this is legal in Armenia because Pashinyan says, why not? Nothing wrong with that. Okay. So, here come the Syrian and Lebanese Armenians, who in Syria, these things don't even exist. They've never seen. The guys are mainly virgins or they get married, especially Armenian ones, okay? They come here and their brain gets fucked because they don't understand what the hell is happening. And these massage places, or these pimps, they target, they've been doing it for 10, 15 years. So they in particular target the Syrian and Lebanese Armenians because number one, they have more money, so they're willing to come more often. Number two, their mind and body has never been exposed to such things. So it's like kind of exposing someone to a drug. Keep them addicted, keep them coming. So their whole mindset about women gets screwed up. And then here are these Syrian Armenians and Lebanese Armenians who think I'm open. Who knows what the hell they're thinking, but I have to block everyone because I'm not a sexual person. My self-esteem is way too high. I don't even think any of this is normal in my book, but it's been normalized here and they believe it's normal. Do you understand? Okay. And Lebanese and Syrian Armenian females, the parents, how they're brought them up into this world. So they're a little bit more up there, meaning their dignity is a little bit up there. They have a worth, and as long as the guy lavishes her with expensive things, takes care of her, maybe he's rich, he takes care of her and the family, they'll accept him. The thing with high stances in Armenia since Soviet times, since the 90s, since the 80s, they'll beautiful young girls, so long as the mothers think, just go find a man. They don't care how ugly he is. They don't care. Just leave the country. We don't care. There's opportunities outside. He could be a murderer. He could be 20 women. It's normal. It's normal. It's not normal. It never has been normal. Syrian and Lebanese Armenian women are very known to be more revengeful. I mean, not saying the high sensi girls aren't. It's just that. So the Armenian girls from Iraq fall in the category of Syrian and Lebanese because the upbringing is similar in a sense that they're a little bit more up there, like their nose is up in a sense that I deserve the best, I want the best. If you can't give me the best, we don't need to get married. Why are we going to give our daughter to a half-assed man like you? That doesn't work. So they're very, for example, in Hayastan in Armenia, the girls marry or end up in relationships with men who are very lazy and don't work, or they're a part of some mafia get rich quick scheme. And the women work a lot. They don't raise their kids, they give it to the guy's parents to raise. Okay? Lebanese, Syrian, Iraq, Armenian girls are not like that. They won't marry you unless you... So I was saying basically Syrian, Lebanese, and Iraq Armenians that are born in that country or have parents from that country, if the guy is not hardworking, if he doesn't have a secure job or his own business, majority of those people in those areas have their own businesses. They save money. They have different expensive cars or this or this or this, or they buy her stuff. Unless he can't provide, she won't be wanting him to marry, and neither will the parents. That's an expectation there. Okay?
Um, there are females in this country that cheat on their husbands, but I want to say with Lebanese and Syrians, it's higher. They cheat more on their husbands. Okay? The females. So obviously everything I'm saying is based off a collective of a certain nation or how she's been brought up. It's not on an individual level, okay? Because every individual can be slightly different, but through pressure of the society of that nation and how the parents viewed her growing up, what's instilled in her mind, the choices that she makes after is up to her. But this is a general of the collective from those regions, from those nations, okay? So now we're going to talk about the girls from Istanbul or Turkey, the Armenian girls from there. And this is my favorite one because these are the ones that are the most high quality. And when I say high quality, I'm talking about the parents view their daughter as the queen, and no man is worthy of the queen. She's okay. So going back to the highest Dunsi girls, the girls in Armenia, I want you to understand, people that come here who are not Armenian, whatever you see here from the people, just the circumstances, I want you to understand, it's not entirely an Armenian thing, how they are, the way they are, their perceptions. It's more of a Soviet mentality, okay? Armenians don't have that much power to contain their own kind of identity anymore. We've been mixed and matched with lots of Turkic, Iranian, Russian, Arabic perceptions as who we are and how we should be as females and males and families. That Armenian identity has been really shifted and changed a lot. So this whole concept of how they, view their own women and everything, it's not Armenian, okay? If anybody ever tells you this is Armenian, it's not. They're lying. They don't know what being an Armenian, how an Armenian way of thinking is. It's even against Christianity. So if they're going to claim they're Christians, it's against Christianity. So that's why there's a really high rise of lesbians in Armenia, because they're just so turned off by the guys. And please don't put me in any category. I'd rather get my face tattooed than be a lesbian or anything identified in any of what I'm saying, because I'm not gay. I don't fall into any of these categories. I'd rather just tattoo my face and stay separate from everyone and analyze and observe, even though I grew up knowing this, but it's different when you see things. Okay, so back to what I was saying about the girls from Istanbul, the high quality, and I'm doing quote unquote because that's how they perceive their own girls, She may not be very attractive, maybe she is. She may not be the most intelligent, but they raise her to be the most intelligent. Nobody is worthy of my daughter. You have to be the best of the best of the best. Most Bolsahais, which Bolsahai in Armenian means Armenian from Istanbul, they are jewelers, okay? So they're all about taking the diamond and redefining the diamond, so they see their daughters as diamonds. And unless you yourself know how to treat that diamond, no hell in the world you're getting close to her daughter. You must be well educated. You must be soft-hearted, loyal, very loyal. You would have to be loyal, lots of money, loyal. They like to dress nice as well. Oh my God, and don't even get me started with the Barskahas, the Persian, Iranian, Armenians. I'm just not going to say anything. We're going to leave it at that, okay? There are some really humble ones, but I want to say the lowest grade, and when I say low grade, I'm not talking about they're not worthy. They're very worthy, beautiful girls, but they're taught to have a low self-esteem and low value is definitely the highest Dunsi girls. Do you understand? It's unfortunate, but yet they're also known to be the most who use their husbands or men for money. They have a reputation for only caring about you for your money. So, oh, and one more thing. Independence, for a female to be independent in Armenia means a very completely different thing than what it actually is. So the term of a female being independent is that she's independent enough to choose her circumstances and the life that she wants. She makes money on her own. She cooks on her own. She lives on her own. She takes care of things on her own. The rest is up to her. But over here in Armenia, the concept of independent, and again, this is as a it could define as individual, but for example, when I was in Vanatsor, I met this mother and daughter. The mother is, mind you, in her 50s. Okay? Never been married. And she was claiming she's very independent. I went to their house. And she's just like, Tala, like, I'm a lot like you. I do everything on my own. We have an Airbnb also. And I run it. I make money from it. And that's it. I don't need anybody. I do everything on my own. So I go over there. The Airbnb that she has, she didn't pay for it to renovate because her brother did it for free, who he comes back and forth from Russia. He even paid for the tiles and the renovation physical stuff. The apartment was theirs from the Soviet times. So the father, when he passed away, he passed it on to her. So it's not like she had to purchase it. It's not like she had to pay for it. Okay, not judging. So I go over there, and every minute she bosses her mom to make coffee for her, make food for her. I didn't see her lift a finger to make coffee for herself or for her mother, or make food for herself or her mother. It was constantly like, get up and make me coffee. This is completely unheard of in my family. If I ever said such a thing like that to my mom, she'd be like, get your lazy ass. Who the hell do you fucking think you are talking to me like that? You came out of my ass. I brought you into this world. I will take you out. And it will go on for hours and hours. You lazy shit. She would probably smack me, pull my hair. I raised you like this. Who the do you think you are? It would go on and 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 on. And I bought my own apartment with my own hardworking money. I didn't have any friends or family help me buy anything. Nobody I had to go the hard way, you know. So we're not the same. So the independence concept of independence is different. And again, I want to talk about everybody, I don't know. But here, then I'm like, afterwards, this man shows up, also the same age as her. And she's like, oh, we've known each other for 20 years. And they're always on the phone together every day, every moment. He comes and he picks her up. He drives her everywhere, literally. Doctor's office, he comes. She doesn't even take a taxi. She doesn't walk. I do all that myself. Or I'll take a marshutka. This guy drives her everywhere. They've been friends since childhood for 20 years. And they're in this relationship. But guess what? He's married. And all this time that he keeps showing up, where's his wife? So I'm sure the wife knows about it, but do you understand? So I want you to understand that this actually happens a lot here in Armenia, and it's considered normal. But by all means, it's not an Armenian way. Please, if you ever notice these things, don't ever think to yourself that this is an Armenian mentality, because it's not. Quite frankly, actually, if this was happening in a Syrian Armenian, Lebanese Armenian, Turkish Armenian, Israeli Armenian, the list can go on. I'm talking different, you know. If the wife's brother, father, anyone else found out that her husband is in a relationship with another woman, he's gonna die, man. They're gonna come after him. They're gonna torture him. They'll force her to divorce him. No, they won't tolerate that shit. But here in Armenia, it's very considered normal. Actually, the girl's side of the family, including her own mother, will defend the guy. And say all, but majority would defend the guy and say men are allowed to do these things. But again, this is not an Armenian thing. Even if they say we're the real Armenians because Armenia, we have the name, it's our nation. If you're not born in Armenia, you're not Armenian. Don't believe that. Don't buy into that. It's Soviet mentality. It's very much a Soviet mentality. One more thing before I go, because this is a long video and I'm hoping I have enough storage to upload it. What was I going to say? So if you really it's not really independence. Everything she was saying, that's not independence. She's very co-independent. She doesn't do anything alone, you know. So what they view here as independence is basically someone that doesn't marry. Or like, I don't know. But yeah, I was going to say one more thing. I don't know. Maybe when I remember, I'll come back. But food for thought, man.